We're looking down the tunnel now. That is
lump hammer in here, mate.
looking down the tunnel now. That's Terry O'Brien is in a standing position at the moment. That gives you some sort of perspective on the depth of the drop shaft.
Okay, we're down in the tunnel now, and as you can see, we are two bodies fully extended. So it gives you some idea of the length and tunnel and the complexities of building the tunnel. 3 of the team now are working in the tunnel. By the time we finish, it will be 4 in the tunnel, all relaying wood, measurements and building and shafting. That will leave 1 person, possibly 2 at the top. I'll put some further footage on now as Joe passes me the camera, and I'll show you the forward position.
Time is 0428, just showing the tunnel as we've expanded it to 2 foot square. Put our first struts in just to make it safe to work beyond that. Nothing is fixed yet. We've still got to dig the floor out here to make it deeper to get the next length of shuttering in, and then take some from the roof and then the sides.
I've descended down into the drop shaft where there's been some temporary shuttering put in place. The reason I stress this is temporary is because we would normally have opened this up wider and had it to a uniform level. However, after peering half a body's length forward of the temporary shuttering, we can now see that the tunnel comes to a dead end. So in effect, there's no need to go any further with this tunnel. What we will do now is declare this tunnel closed, and we'll be using it to store our equipment in as we start work in the opposite tunnel, which I will show you at a later date. This tunnel is the one that heads towards the fence line where the protesters are at present.
Oh, I've just got more light for us to see now. There's the shoring. There's the left-hand wall. The timbers above. It's the right-hand wall. As I lean in, you can see at the far end of the tunnel, which goes in about 8 feet, there's lots of rubbish there, and then it branches off at an angle to the left.
Okay, what we're videoing now is the tunnel that goes on to the ripped property. So what you can see now is the shoring up the roof top to bottom, all the side struts in place. This is in effect finished this bit now, so we will now start pushing through into this area forward about another 6 foot, and then we'll hopefully be able to peer into and around the chamber there. Time is now 04:55, just at the entrance to the tunnel that heads off in a sort of southerly, sort of southwesterly direction, and then turn southeast, I think. Just going along, you can see the shuttering we've done all the way along both sides. Haven't bothered with the floor, all of it anyway, except for this bit coming up here where it steps up So we sloped a bit of ply just to make it easier in case we have to pull someone out. There's quite a lot of things that get in the way, but they're all on the way in, not on the way out. So if someone's got to come out in a hurry, then it works to our benefit. So this is the first turn, which goes left. And now this is the extent of where our shuttering finishes. This is the chamber that had 2 shelves of food and sleeping stuff. Let me just move this acro prop. It's a bit snazzy when you get to here. So this is me just going half a body's length into.
Yeah, the red circle, yeah. This tunnel. Do you want me to go in the tunnel? This tunnel goes round to the left after about 10, 11 feet.
Don't go more than half a body's length.
No, I'm going to stay here. Just showing you the structure there, shoring. No sign of activity. Just going to show you the next tunnel entrance.
Hi guys.
Which looks like a wormhole, there's no shoring. It narrows down after about 5 or 6 feet and bends round to the right. There's a toolbox in the way, there's a few hand tools.
Okay, Dave.
It's just a little shaft that goes back up
Okay, Dave.
to the top.
Place it out,
This is the
Dave,
floor.
but is there, are we
As you can
able to
see,
add to that
give it 360.
50 metres?
There's no
Is that-
tunnel off of this.
Like 2200 hours. We've put supports in all down the left hand side now, and the ceiling up to that last acro prop. So going quite well at the minute. So we're up to that, where you see that bent shelf right at the right hand side. That's where we're up to now. Just got to put some shoring on the right hand side, and this first leg will be finished. I'm now at the base of the drop shaft. What I'm going to show you now is the tunnelling that has been conducted over the last 3 days. As I've already stated, we've now declared this tunnel empty, and we will, after this video in, fill both tunnels and fill the drop shaft with earth. That will act as a deterrent for anyone to open these back up. The length of this tunnel was approximately 30 feet. I'll get an exact measurement a little bit later before I fill the tunnel. So, as we move forward, quite well lit up now. Obviously, with the lead light that you have inside. Very hard to keep the camera steady, obviously crawling through the tunnel. This is no Steven Spielberg production. What you're seeing in front there is the safety device. Emergency oxygen, should we have a collapse, always has to be at the front of the tunnel. So, just before we got to this stage, I'll just backtrack slightly. You have a tunnel leading through to the right, and the other tunnel going left. And this was what the protesters initially told us. Now, that was very easy. I've crawled forward, checked everything in that area, and that is clear of any protesters, any trapdoors, anything that's disguised where we might close the shaft, the tunnel, without searching all of the areas by hand. If we go left, this tunnel actually slightly longer. Get into a position, and again, for me to crawl forward a body's length, half a body's length, and check physically again there's no trapdoors, no one secreting themselves who pop out later. Turn the camera around now and look back down the tunnel. So that concludes the footage for the tunnel today, and me as the tunnel supervisor to declare this tunnel now empty and closed.
Right, this is footage of the battery that was at the bottom of the tunnel and it's now getting hauled out. Glenn, camera on.
A bit slack, we'll let down.
Go on, clip it.
What's that? And it wants to be clear, is it?
Yeah, all clear, mate.
That is now the battery safely out of the tunnel.
Yeah, we'll do.
Let me just get footage of that.
It's 16:20 on the 29th of February 2019. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to close the tunnel, declare it empty. But first of all, I will go to the bottom of the drop shaft and then show you the tunnels that we have shuttered, made safe and cleared of any protesters that might have been in there. We only had one protester come out during the whole course of the eviction. We were led to believe that there were multiple occupants in chambers that led across the Rit land. 1805, we're at the base of the drop shaft. This footage is to show you that we have now sealed both tunnels securely. Very hard to get a wide angle on this, so I'm just going to creep forwards, sideways and upwards to show you that those tunnels are in fact sealed. I'll now go up the drop shaft to remove the last pieces of equipment, and then we will be filling the drop shaft with spoil all the way to the top. Okay. As you can see, this follows on from the previous footage at the base of the shaft, showing you and declaring that we'd sealed both tunnel entrances and declared them empty. We've now filled the shaft with earth
So I officially declare that this has now been completed. Has anyone got time on them?
It's Alan time.
10 to 7.
And the time is 16:50.
6:50.
My correction,
1850.
18:50. Been a long day.
Excellent.